Alright guys, we did a poll and surprise. Y'all actually want to learn how to keep your weird little characters consistent across your comics, animations, and illustrations. Well, slap a mouse hat on us and call us Walt Disney because baby, we're making your dreams come true.
Have you ever had a dream that you can...
Welcome to How to Make a Character Model Sheet, RetroSupply style. Before we dive into the 6 sacred steps of character rotation sorcery, let me just pre-answer the inevitable. Why even make one of these? Simple. It's your visual spellbook, your holy artifact, your cheat code for keeping that gremlin you birthed on your paper looking the same from every angle. These model sheets were originally used in big studios so multiple artists could draw the same character without losing their minds. And let's be honest, you don't want to be halfway through your comic wondering, wait, what does my character's butt look like? Model sheets solve that. So now that we have the why figured out, let's focus on the how and get to the good stuff. Step 1. Finalize your character design. Commitment is scary, I get it, but you gotta lock this thing in before moving forward. This isn't a character design tutorial, but here's my process quick and dirty. Brainstorm an ideation, silhouettes, thumbnails, choose a direction, and refine. There, easy, right? If you guys are interested in a full character design tutorial, let us know in the comments and maybe we'll make one if you guys are good and eat all your vegetables. So what pose should you start out with? Today, I'm designing a super stylized cartoon character, something Hanna-Barbera inspired. This style is all about shape and flow, so I drew him in a 3/4 view to show off his personality. If I was going for a more realistic design, I'd probably start with a front view. Symmetry just makes things easier. There's no need for clean line art yet, just build a solid, confident blueprint. Keep the pose neutral, arms at the side or a T-pose. I prefer to keep the arms down so I don't set my iPad on fire with a massive canvas. Those T-poses take up space. The design doesn't have to be perfect, just locked in. You don't want to realize halfway through your turnaround that they need a robot arm or something. Step 2. Set up your canvas. Now, expand your canvas, duplicate your sketch, and lay them out along your page horizontally. You should have 5 copies of your sketch. One for the front, a 3/4 view, a side, a 3/4 back view, and a back view. And this, guys, is where the technical magic begins. Drop some horizontal guidelines. You want to figure out some landmarks for yourself, like the top of the head, eyes, nose, shoulders, etc. This is super easy to do in Procreate. Just find the drawing guide settings, turn on the grid, create a new layer, and turn on Drawing Assist. Now you can drag your pencil across the screen, and the lines will be perfectly horizontal. Make sure you use a color different than the one you use for sketching, and turn down the layer's opacity. These lines, they're sacred. You're going to need to follow these guidelines pretty strictly if you want your character to rotate around like a rotisserie chicken. Step 3. Begin sketching. I'm going to run you through the 5 core views and then explain my sketching workflow when I create a model sheet. Front view. This is the blueprint. If you started with a 3/4 sketch, slice it in half like it insulted your family, mirror it, and use it as a base. It might look a little silly, but it's just to get the proportions down. Procreate symmetry mode is a godsend, but don't rely on it too much. It can feel robotic. 3/4 front view. This one's got that main character energy. Most panels or scenes use this angle. You get the most depth and character here, and it's safe to say it's the most important view out of the 5. You gotta nail this one. Side view. More important than people think. Copy your front view, cut it in half, shift a few things, and redraw. Use reference for anatomy, especially on the curves of the back, the profile of the face, etc. 3/4 back view. This one is brutal, guys. Definitely the hardest one for me to do. It's kind of like the redheaded stepchild of the bunch. Everything is all flipped and weird. A lot of model sheets skip it, but you're a pro, so don't get lazy. Again, use reference and expect to make some mistakes. Take some breaks, maybe cry a little. And back view, the underrated MVP. It's easy and it's super satisfying because it means you're almost done. I just take my front view, flip it, trace it with symmetry on, tweak a few things, and bam. Alright guys, now that we know all the views, let's get into the meat. Workflow. I start with a loose construction sketch for each view. Focus on the structure, not perfection. You're building the skeleton, not sculpting the statue. Once the forms are solid, I drop the opacity and roughen the details on a new layer, using the original design as a guide. And yeah, those guidelines we said earlier, use them constantly. Did you just draw the hands in front view? Make sure they match in every other angle. Then it's on to cleanup. Lower the opacity, start fresh, and refine everything. Tighten the shapes, lock in the design, and double check your alignment. I'll even drop in extra guides for tiny stuff like the bead size on his necklace or the thickness of his flip-flops. These little details add up. Step 4. Inking. Time to go clean, but not too clean, unless that's your style. A lot of modern character sheets are more like technical blueprints. Uniform line weight, no shading. But retro model sheets were often drawn by hand. They were charming and slightly imperfect. I'm leaning into that today because I want this character to have that classic vintage Saturday morning cartoon vibe. I mean, this is RetroSupply. Come on. At this point, we already set ourselves up for success by paying such close attention to our guidelines while sketching. So our final line art doesn't need to be pixel perfect. Or does it? I don't know. It's really up to you to decide. This is your world, man. I'm making mine using the dry fountain pen brush from the RetroSupply standard pens pack. But if you want a more uniform look, I'd suggest something more monoline, like the classic ballpoint brush from the same pen pack. If you want more of those juicy analog vibes, throw in a subtle paper texture. I'm using one from Phantom Paper. Step 5. Layout and polish. Make sure the spacing between each pose is consistent. Center the layout. Label each view clearly. And add little touches like your character's name, the studio, or a fake project logo. You can even add some color if you're feeling spicy. Not all model sheets include it, but it's fun to do. Export it in high res and boom. You now have something most artists never finish. And trust me, it's gonna make your life easier in every future drawing. Because I love you little nerds and I wanna see your characters thrive, I'm gonna wrap things up with a few short bonus tips. Tip 1. Check the silhouette. If your silhouette looks a little weird from one of your views, it's time to simplify and refine. Your design should read clearly, even in shadow puppet form. Tip 2. Break symmetry. Perfect symmetry is great for robots and horror movies, but not so much for living characters. Add some asymmetrical elements here and there. It adds life. Tip 3. Think in 3D. Visualize volume, not just shapes. Pretend you're sculpting with pixels. It'll make your rotations 1,000% more believable. Tip 4. Flip your canvas. If your character looks normal until you flip the canvas, congrats, you done messed up. Flip it often to catch wonky proportions before it's too late. Tip 5. Zoom out. Zooming out is like stepping back from your mural. Suddenly, you notice their hands are like tiny T-Rex nubs. Check the big picture. Alright guys, I told you the steps, shared some bonus tips, now it's time to see the whole thing in action. But before we roll the time-lapse, how about you mosey on over down to the subscribe button and give us a like. And check out RetroSupply.co for everything I use today, plus a bunch more vintage goodness. Alright, plug over, roll the time-lapse. Congrats, you did it. You made a full turnaround. That's like final boss stuff. You now have a complete 360-degree blueprint of your little goblin. If you're using RetroSupply brushes like I did, tag us. I used the dry fountain pen brush from the standard pens pack for those crisp analog lines, and threw down some phantom paper for that dusty old school charm. You can find all that good stuff at RetroSupply.co. And hey, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let us know in the comments what you want to see next. Expression sheets, prop design, how to draw hands without crying, we got you. Until next time, keep your layers organized, your poses on model, and for the love of all that is retro, use your guidelines. Happy creating.